Welcome to Wealth Creations Network's Wealth Acceleration event. My name is Selena Brantley, CEO and founder of Wealth Creations Network, and this is an advertising marketing co-op overview, and it's part of our 12 Weeks to Financial Freedom plan to assist you in being successful with your Karatbars International business. And as I would like to actually share with you, I have two special guests that I want to introduce to you a little bit later. But before I do, I'm going to go into a bit of detail about the co-op so that you can understand what is expected of you and what to expect from us as well. As you can see on your screen, there is a disclaimer, and so when I talk about money and the potential of what you can earn, that's what it is. It's the potential. I can't promise or guarantee, even though we are, putting together this co-op. We still can't promise or guarantee because this is uncharted territory for us. We've never done this co-op before, and it's brand new. Some elements that probably have never been done. So we believe it's going to be a great success. And we believe that you will truly benefit from it. But once again, no promises or guarantees. Right now, we are getting ready to load the co-op. So I'm going to share my screen with you to show you what I mean by loading the co-op. Okay? Very important for you to understand it. So I'm going to go to, find it. Now this particular screen is directed away from the co-op. One of the things that I have to be careful with is that if folks try to sneak into the co-op, and we can't have that. So what you see on the screen, if you try to use any of these usernames, you will be directed outside of the co-op. So don't try to do that. When you are brought into the co-op, it will be because I or someone else that's a representative is going to help you to get into the co-op, okay? And you're going to use the Wealth Creations Network link. In order to be part of the co-op, you have to move forward immediately with the silver, gold, or VIP package. And also, to help with the advertising, you're going to submit $300 when requested for the advertising and marketing of that co-op so that we can have the advertising done. Now, you'll meet the gentleman that is running that department. He's expert in what he does. And so, and this is one of the reasons why I wanted to have this presentation, is to introduce you to the two key elements of this co-op. You must also use your referral link only when those folks that want to come in through you. You must use your link only if they are willing to move forward in the co-op as a silver, gold, or VIP. Now, everything that I'm sharing with you will be on paper. And as I move forward to bring in the VIPs tomorrow into the co-op, you will have to agree to that document before you can enter into the co-op. There has to be some rules, because we do not want folks that just sit around. If you know what these blue dots mean here on this screen, you know that these folks are just sitting around, free members, just waiting for, I guess, money to fall out of the sky. But in order for this plan to work, there needs to be a movement of money. And that comes from those folks that are participating with a silver, gold, or VIP package, and this is a big and, acquiring their gold every single week, and another big and, working diligently to find their own two individuals. Even though you're part of the co-op, we're still going to ask that you find two of your own, at least two of your own individuals. And we're going to empower you to do that with the marketing system that will be launched on the 26th of this month. So with all of us working together, this could actually catapult you to financial freedom in less than 12 weeks. And that's because we're working together. We're not working separately. And the co-op is something that puts everybody into one condensed matrix, and each one of those people have done their part in, purchasing their package and acquiring their gold, and that creates a movement of money that causes everyone to earn on a daily and weekly basis. So that's the key reason why we're doing this co-op. All right, so the 12-week plan does not stop because you're part of the co-op. You still want to follow that 12-week plan. Very important. Now, some of you are probably wondering, okay, I'm in under Wealth Creations Network already, or I'm part of the Wealth Creations Network team. Why is it that I have to enter into underneath Wealth Creations Network again? And if you look at this illustration here, and you look at maybe this right here being Wealth Creations Network, let's say I have the co-op over right here in this area. Well, everybody around over in this area would not benefit. However, if I make sure that each and every person is condensed in one matrix, and I'm constantly working on placing people underneath those folks, then not only two people will benefit, but multitudes of people will benefit, because I'm placing just one person under a multitude of people, so all of you can cycle because of that placement. A tremendous amount of you can cycle because of that placement. If I don't have the co-op and I have to just place a person over here and then over here and scattered, then that's only going to help a few people. So the co-op allows me to place just one or two people, and it will benefit multitudes of people, so that they can cycle. Remember, in order to cycle, something has to be purchased or acquired. The gold has to be acquired, or the package has to be purchased, or some other of the Karatbars products have to be purchased in order for units to be created. 25 units on one side, 50 on the other, cause you to cycle, and depending on whatever package you have, whether it's silver, gold, or VIP, you're going to receive $51, $77, or $102 every single time you cycle. And you don't have to refer, or you don't have to be the referral of the person that is acquiring gold or making a purchase. They just have to fall underneath you somewhere in your matrix to earn money. And so that's why the co-op is so powerful. The other reason why it's powerful is because it's a great selling tool for you, or I should say sharing tool, because I hate the word selling, but it's a great sharing tool. If you have someone interested in Karatbars, but they're worried about, getting there too, you have a few things that you can tell them, because you're part of Wealth Creations Network. You have the co-op, that if they move forward with the silver, gold, or VIP, they can be part of the co-op and could experience spillover. And the word could is what you should use, not will, but could, because we don't know. Everyone can experience spillover. Every single person can't. But they can still experience the benefits of the co-op when we move forward with an additional co-op after the 3 months. The co-op lasts 3 months. But anyway, so one of the key things that is a sharing point is the fact that you're part of the co-op. Once the co-op begins, no one else is going to be required to give that $300 for the advertising and marketing. And so when you bring a person in and they're part of the co-op, they're still going to have some type of benefit because of our activity of placing people underneath. So that is one way of selling or sharing Karatbars and encouraging people to move forward with you. The other thing is we're going to have that marketing system that will assist them with their own too. So we empower them to refer others. We'll give them the power to introduce this to others without them directly talking to friends, relatives, family, neighbors, strangers, or whatever. They can use that marketing system and cause people to want to be part of this as well. So those are the key elements. Now, there are certain things that are also included in this that I didn't mention because I don't want to steal the thunder from a very good friend of mine, and that is Dwayne Noble. He is president of Inkway USA, and that is his focus. However, he saw the importance of gold acquisition, and so he decided that he wanted to be part of this co-op. And also I came to him because of his expertise in marketing, and he has some very good ideas to ensure that we bring in qualified people into the co-op. So some of you already know Dwayne Noble and are in Inkway USA. They're an excellent company. And but however, I want to make sure that Dwayne is able to explain to you what his part is in this co-op and how he's come up with some of the ideas to facilitate what we're doing. So, Dwayne, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, so there's a lot of things that I did not mention, and you know what those things are, so I really do want you to share with the team some of the ideas that you created for this co-op.
All right. Well, I'm very glad to be on the call tonight. I'm talking to you from the road, so I'm driving. As you guys know, my main focus is Inkway USA. That's what I do. I am president of Inkway. Selena had approached me here a few weeks back, and really Selena became a really good personal friend of mine. And she's become a very good personal friend, and she had consulted with me here a few weeks back, showed me the gold program. And one thing about me, especially with us being a publicly traded company, I do follow up with different kind of investments and stocks and precious metals and all sorts of things. And I know right now that there's really no better time to acquire gold than now. So she started showing me the Karatbars and what they were doing, and I was really impressed. And she started talking to me and said, I want to do a co-op. And I said, well, let me see their comp plan. I said, I might be able to help you out a little bit with that. So she showed me the comp plan, and I understood it. I understand comp plans in the industry very well, especially since we are in the process of launching a network marketing division over at Inkway USA, which I'm really excited about. I understand comp plans very thoroughly. So I looked at it and I said, Selena, it's so easy to do a co-op with this. I said, the thing is you can't have people all scattered out, though. If you want to see max results, you've got to put them in tightly packed together. And that way the co-op can see the entire organization. I said, so you just need to make sure, people understand that. And so that's when we determined to run it almost like basically like a forced matrix for 7 levels deep. And so all those people are tightly packed together. You don't have somebody down there 30 levels and then 2,000 people across the board, another person scattered. If you do that, you really don't have a way to benefit everybody as a whole. And so we're able to benefit everybody as a whole. We're able to benefit the whole team in this co-op. And what we're really doing is, we're going to have 256 people that are part of this co-op. And 256 people is really it's really the power team. That's really what I call our power team. When we run this co-op again and again and again, we can have those 256 people with their positions locked in, that power team. We can have that power team run it over and over and over again. And we can always benefit, no matter how deep or no matter how wide that marketing gets, or that the downline gets, no matter how wide or how deep the downline gets. By having that co-op tightly packed, it's benefiting everyone every time we run it. So that's what the really exciting part is. That 256 people is really going to be the power team. And I looked at it in a way to structure it, and I said, all right, Selena, let's add a few things in here. I'm real big on the psychology of sales and marketing, for those of you who know me. And I put together the flow, the whole layout, the whole business plan, the whole flow of the co-op, and design the whole thing. We have a few key elements in the co-op. We're going to have a presentation process where somebody goes to a capture page, and they're going to see something that really intrigues them and makes them want to know more. And when they want to know more, they're going to input their information. Just a really short video, really hard-hitting short video that gets them to want to know more. They put in their information, and information so that we can use an email drip campaign on them. And then they go to the presentation, and we have an incentive that we're going to be offering people to watch the presentation. Excuse me. So we incentivize somebody to watch that presentation. Not tomorrow, not next week, but watch it now. They're watching it now, they're going to get an incentive. And at the end of that presentation, there will be a box that pops up, and it will say, please enter your name, address, for your incentive, and a representative will call you back in just a few minutes. And so they enter in their information, and we have a phone room that we're contracting through that actually will call them back, get them their incentive, and at the same time they have a little questionnaire they ask them. And from a psychological standpoint, we're really only concerned about the two questions we ask them. The second to last question is, what level do you see yourself coming in at? A silver, a gold, or a VIP? So it asks them point blank what level they see themselves coming in at. And then the very last question asks, do you want to know what the promotion is for signing up today? And of course, if somebody says yes, we know that that's a really hot lead. So that phone room will transfer that person over to Selena's crew, who's closing the sales and putting them in the co-op. This isn't a rinky-dink thing that we designed by any means. This is a very psychological presentation. It's a very powerful presentation. Not only that, but we take 5% of all the sales that we make, all the initial packages that we make through the co-op, and we put them in a pool. And the good thing about that is if you're a part of the co-op, if you're at gold level or higher, and you personally refer on 2 people, you will get to share in that pool. Not only that, but the people that come on through the co-op, if they're gold level or higher and they personally refer on 2 people, they get to share in that pool. So it's a selling point for them, and they have to, of course, refer on 2 people before the co-op ends. Okay, I'm sorry about that, guys. I'm driving here. I'm just turning while I talk to you. So they have to refer on 2 people before the co-op ends. It's a tremendous selling point when people are referring on others and referring on others. All that does is make our downline, that 256 power team, it makes their downline grow more and more and more and more. And that's what's really exciting. Not only that, but the new people coming in through the co-op, they've really got some selling points. There's really 3 selling points. Even after the co-op's over, for the new people that's coming in, the first selling point is they can participate in our 12-week, $8,000 a week plan. Second selling point is that the co-op is generating a tremendous amount of volume, so they have the potential to see spillover from that co-op. The third selling point is if they are a gold level or higher and they personally refer on 2 people, then they get a share in that 5% pool, that co-op pool. And that goes for the people that they refer on, and the people they refer on, and the people they refer on. So the co-op has some really key elements. And I just want to let you know, you're a part of that 256 people, you really are a part of the power team. And I'm really, really excited about the psychology of everything that we have. It's so powerful. You know, I want to again let you guys know, you know, my focus is Equay USA. That's what I do. But I did work with Selena to help put the marketing in place and really put this co-op together. I am not with any other companies. I do not really do network marketing. I'm from the corporate field. My specialty is in the psychology of sales and marketing. You know, the only company I'm with is Equay USA and now Karatbars. And the reason I'm with them is because I believe that strongly in them. And not only that, Karatbars is not competing with what Equay USA is doing. You know, they do gold. And it's a great way for us at Equay USA. We're going to become part of the K exchange so that we can accept gold. You know, really gold should be the currency. It should really, you know, be the standard. And I'm excited to have Equay USA, you know, have the ability to not only accept, you know, credit cards in their business and dollars, but also accept gold. So I helped Selena put this together. I designed it, and I also introduced her to Mark. Mark is one of my connections, and Mark is tremendous at what he does. In fact, we are using them over in Equay USA. Mark owns a company called Mark Media, and they specialize in running media campaigns. And so I introduced him to Selena. I told him the idea I had to put the co-op together, and one thing led to another, and really Mark and Selena really hit it off. So I'm going to turn this back over to Selena and let her introduce you to Mark.
Absolutely. Thank you, Dwayne. I really appreciate that. As Dwayne said, Mark Liddell, he's CEO of DeMark Media, and they're experts in media placement and product launches. I know that because every time I call, that's what they say. Anyway, I've got that memorized. But in the few weeks that I've known Mark, I've come to truly appreciate him as a man of his word and also an expert in what he does. So truly excited to work with him. But what really got my attention is that he also caught the Karatbars bug. He saw the potential of Karatbars and truly was excited each time we connected on the phone. So we definitely hit it off because everyone on this call knows how passionate I am about Karatbars. I've always stressed that Karatbars is where we need to go, and so I am so happy that Mark is part of our team. And so Mark, I'm going to hand it over to you so that you can share with everyone what your part is in this amazing co-op.
Well, thank you, Selena. As Selena said, my name is Mark Liddell, and first of all, I want to start out by congratulating you because Selena is quite the leader. Of course, as Dwayne said, Dwayne introduced me to Selena, and just to give you a little bit of background information about our company, is we've been around in the television business for over 22 years and online for over 15 years. It's important to note that we didn't really get involved with the internet because we wanted to be a great internet company. We got involved with the internet because when our clients from the U.S., Canada, the U.K., and Australia bring their new products, they want to take their products to television, which is the biggest market. It's the big leagues. So we were really motivated to understand the internet because we could help our clients brand their products and services at the lowest cost per engagement. And then once we understood where their market was, we could take them to television more effectively. And as a matter of fact, our company is the one that designed the whole program for partnering with networks based upon the branding that we do online. Now, I will say this. I was very, very excited about the gold business because we had previously already been involved with gold. We started out, like I said, in television, but we're a lead generation company. So we were very much involved in the process where, and many of you may have seen our commercials on television, where we were motivating people to send in their gold. Now, in the beginning, when that first happened, that particular campaign, I wasn't really convinced that people would send their gold in. But I have to say that I was amazed after our campaign started. There literally was people who were sending in $40,000 and $50,000 diamond rings, gold chains worth $10,000 and $15,000. What really excites me about Selena and the Wealth Creation Network is that she's truly not just doing this for Selena. She's doing this because there's a large part of Selena that wants to make sure that everybody benefits, and that's very, very unusual. Most people had people turning in their gold when most people should be holding on to their gold and acquiring more gold. So our job is to drive targeted traffic. Now, many people have tried to work with the marketing online, and they haven't done well, and there's a reason for that. Quite frankly, the search engines and the other marketing platforms typically make most of their revenue off of 80% of the people who come online and attempt to market. But the reason for that is because everything is not put out in plain sight. Most of the companies who've been successful online have spent a tremendous amount of money to learn the nuances of the business. And our company is no different. It took a lot of money and a lot of effort from a pretty large team that we have to really understand not just the internet as it's presented, but the internet as it continues to change. Which brings me to the point, there has been a recent change in the internet that over 95% of the businesses do not recognize. And many of you who may use, and it doesn't matter which search engine you use, whether that's Google, Bing, or Yahoo, many of you, especially on Google, are now beginning to see that there's reviews that are showing up in the maps and on pay-per-click, on the website rankings, in the organic rankings, and in the local directories. The main reason for that is back in 2011 of Q3, there was tests that were done, and over 70% of individuals who purchase online said that they now began to trust online reviews as much as they did someone who had a personal relationship with. Now that percentage is above 80%, which is tremendous. The reason I bring this up is because the co-op is not just designed to bring targeted traffic. The co-op is designed to control the conversation online. What that really means is now, if someone is not utilizing reputation marketing, in other words, marketing a 5-star reputation, because that's what people are saying they want. So if you're not using that methodology to deliver an understanding of your services and your products, then really one is marketing a bad reputation. So we've already began the build out of the platform for the co-op. We're going to be working very closely with Selena to bring in the graphics, and of course Selena will be doing the content. We're very, very confident because we've worked with Mr. Noble, and Dwayne has outlined a very productive marketing system. So what we'll be doing is driving highly targeted traffic. We'll be doing that on Google, Bing, Yahoo, and we'll also be doing that on all the social media platforms, because the social media platforms are very, very important. I'm sure most individuals probably on the line have a Facebook account, or they're using LinkedIn. They're using one of those social media platforms because it opens the doors to connect with individuals. And if that's done correctly, all of those platforms work extremely well. So we're in the last stages of putting the co-op together. As I said, we're going to be bringing in the content on the co-op and the graphics as well within the next, I would say, 3 to 7 days. Now, Selena, I'm not sure how many individuals have already filled out the form, and I don't want to overstep anything because I'm not sure where you are on that. Is it okay for me to speak about that? I don't know if you.
I have not introduced it, and so I do want you to speak on it and explain how that will work. And I'm hoping to actually get that going as soon as tomorrow. But I want to touch base with you before I do. But you can talk about that, yeah.
Okay. What Selena is going to be doing is sending out a survey, because what we want to really make sure that we understand is what was the catalyst for you now coming into Karatbars, because as Dwayne mentioned in the earlier part of the call, gold really should be the standard. It's not right now, but it will. I mean, there are very, very successful financial experts out there that have made it very clear. It's not if our currency will one day be in question, it's when. And when that time comes, for all of those who have taken advantage of gold, they're going to have themselves in a very wonderful position. So what we've put together in the initial phases is for everyone on the team to answer a little survey, because we want to be very, very clear on what caused you to finally come into the gold market, because a lot of people have already been in this market, and oftentimes it's passed down from generation to generation. I love the way Selena teaches about gold, because it's sometimes not what you don't know, but being reminded of what you already know. And the Karatbars opportunity to begin to acquire gold on any level that you want is part of that survey. We want to really understand what was that catalyst that caused you to join, so that we can also use that in our marketing. As a result of that, that form that's going to be presented, there's also a space in there for your zip code. And it's going to be important for that zip code to be put in there, mainly because we're not just marketing on all of these platforms. We're optimizing on these platforms. So in addition to all of the benefits that will come with the co-op, we want to also make sure that we hone in on those zip codes, so that in the event when you're talking to individuals in your local area, that marketing begins to come up on the left-hand side of the page, which is the organic, where you SEO all of your content. So once Selena releases that, I would ask that everybody would fill that out thoroughly, so that we know exactly where you are. In addition to that, and stop me, Selena, if I'm wrong about this, but the other thing that we really want to ask everyone in the co-op to do is part of that survey will also be inclusive of each individual within the co-op giving a testimony. As we move forward, many of you may give a testimony, video testimony, which will be very, very helpful to building the business as other individuals begin to see the success of the Wealth Creations Network. So as I said before, we've already started the build out. We're very close to being done. I'm sure there will be some adjustments, because for those of you who know Dwayne, he's extra particular, and so is Selena. So we figure there'll be some small adjustments that we'll make once we're finished, but we're right around the corner from having the whole co-op wrapped up. Selena, was there anything else that you wanted me to cover that I may have left out?
No, I think everything, I think you're very thorough. I wanted to add something, though, as far as this survey and the testimonial. There will be an incentive for you to complete that. We really do need to get that feedback from you. So, as I mentioned, the co-op, the entry is $300. However, if you want to save $20 on that, then be the first of the 25 to go in and complete that survey and give at least a text testimonial. Hopefully, a lot of you will give the video testimonial as well, but the first 25 will get $20 off of the co-op, and then anyone else that comes in will just get $10 off of the co-op, but still you're able to save a few bucks, and by helping us to help you better, market Karatbars International to the world. So I do want to open it up for questions, and Mark and Dwayne, are you open to answering certain questions from the team?
Absolutely. One thing I wanted to add to Selena, the 256 is really the power team. And you know, if you're in that group, you have no idea the potential that you have. Even the people at the bottom of the co-op, they're sitting in tremendous shape, because we can run that again and again and again. And you know, one thing is when we plan to run it again and again, I'm a big person on fairness, and you know, people that are making more in the co-op that are higher up, they will pay more. So the next time we run it again and again and again and again, we want to make sure that the people who are benefiting the most are also contributing the most. And you know, we really have a foolproof system in place, not just to run it this one time, but really have that 256 people be what's called the power team, the co-op. And you know, Mark is an expert in what he does. One thing I want to add about Mark is the traffic that Mark drives this isn't rinky-dink traffic. This isn't easy internet traffic. This is the real deal. This is the traffic that the big boys, the GM or Chrysler or Ford or Walmart or Best Buy, this is what they do. You know, this is the traffic he's bringing us. He's going to do Google AdWords, Bing, Yahoo. He's going to do advertisements on mobile phone, which is becoming bigger and bigger. Banner ads on media sites. He's going to do those videos that roll over before YouTube. So he's going to bring the real deal in traffic. We're pulling everybody's money together to basically drive the co-op. It's roughly about 60,000, and maybe a little bit less, but it's about 60,000. So when you take that over 3 months, it's about $20,000 a month that we're advertising to drive leads, and all those sales coming in, they're going to pour into the bottom of the co-op so that they can affect the volume all the way up through there. And that 256 people is really the power team. So when we run that co-op over and over and over again, like I said, it doesn't matter how wide or how deep that goes, because it's always that compact 256 people. You know, they're all right there together. You don't have one person up here, one person 30 levels down, one person way over here. The whole group's compact, and that's why it's so important to have the co-op marketing campaign that way. And point those things out.
Okay, thank you, Dwayne. What I'm going to do, because we have about 15 minutes of Q&A time, and so I'm going to go ahead and open it. One moment, please.
The conference is now in question and answer mode.
Okay, so we are in question and answer mode. If you have a question and you're over the phone, you'll need to press the *6 key so that we can hear your question. And then if you have any in the chat area, I'll see what we have here. Okay. So *6 if you have any questions, and also if you have some and you're on the computer, just go ahead and enter your question in the chat box, and we'll get it answered for you. Two very important people on the call today. Make sure you get your questions answered. While I'm waiting for a question, I may introduce you to the company that is going to be handling our calls, at least potentially the president or the right-hand gal to the president, potentially next week or in a couple of weeks, so that you know that you have some strong people that are working those leads. Someone says, explain the co-op pool. Okay, and Dwayne, since that's one of the things that you know suggested, I'm going to go ahead and let you explain the pool.
The pool is. Can I ask a question?
Yeah, after Dwayne answers this one, you can be next, okay?
Thank you.
Yeah, please mute yourself, though, so we don't hear any background noise.
Basically, the way I had looked at the comp plan that Karatbars is running, I try to maximize it the best so that that group of people in the co-op could benefit. Most companies that do a co-op, they're not really too terribly successful, and the reason is because most of them are only interested in collecting money and not necessarily advertising. So when they collect that money, they're collecting it from people all over. And they're just, it's a spot here, spot here, spot here, spot here. To be effective in that co-op, it's really got to be a machine. It's got to be a group of people working together. And that's why that 256 is tightly packed. Basically what I had Selena do was she took and built it. Wealth Creations is obviously at the top, and then she built it down 7 levels, and every person in those 7 levels, if you picture 2 by 7 levels, every person in those, which is 256 people, is contributing $300 to that co-op campaign. And that's how we had situated it. Does that answer the question?
Well, they're asking how the pool works, and so I'm just thinking, there's the rules of the pool. The rules of the pool is, first you have to at least be a gold or upgrade to a gold before the co-op ends, and second, you need to bring in 2 of your own. Remember, the co-op is a placement co-op, so we're placing people underneath you, and you're benefiting because of those placements. But you will be empowered to bring in 2 of your own through the marketing system that we give you, that you can freely use, or you can decide to upgrade and bring in your own 2. When you do that, you qualify for that pool. Now, the pool could be something at the ending of the 3 months as something that's huge. And the only reason why it would be huge is because people didn't bring in their 2. Now, if the pool, if at the ending of 3 months you only get $10 because of it, that is because everybody contributed to the co-op and brought in their 2. And if that's the case, then you received more money than the pool would have ever given you. So it's a win-win situation. Go ahead, Dwayne.
Let me answer that too a little bit further. 5% of all the packages sold to the co-op. So all those advertising, all those sales that are made through the phone room, all those sales that are made that Selena's group of people close and that the phone room gives her, and those sales get loaded in. Those people will be coming in at a silver or better. So of course silver is about $350, gold's about $800, gold level is about $800, and the VIP is about $2,000. So off of all those sales that the co-op generates, 5% is put into a pool.
And remember, remember, Wealth Creations Network will be receiving 20% of those package purchases as well, because as a VIP, that's important to stipulate too.
Yes, of course. So, Wealth Creations is taking 5%. Selena's putting that into a pool. The other 15% is used for marketing costs, obviously, for the phone room, and also for time spent for Selena's people, closing those cells. And these are cells. These aren't just leads. Closing those cells into the organization. So they take 5%, they put it into a pool. If you're at gold level and you personally refer on 2 people, you get a share in that pool. The beauty of the whole thing is, so do the people that come in through the co-op, and so do the people that you refer on after the co-op's already full. So use that as a selling point. That is for you guys to use as a selling point. What better selling point do you have? Remember, there's 3 selling points when somebody comes in after the 256 is filled up. The first one is they can participate in the $8,000 a week, 12-week plan that Karatbars has designed and that Selena's group's designed. The second selling point that they have is that they can benefit off of the co-op. They can see potential spillover, even though that they haven't paid to be a part of that co-op. Of course, those 256 people are always going to see the max benefit. If you're in those 256 people and you've paid for that co-op, you're going to see max benefit. But, use it as a selling point. And then that third selling point, and it's huge. It really is. You bring on a new person. If they are at gold level or better before the co-op closes, and they personally refer on 2 personals, they get to share in that 5% pool, plain and simple. So use that as a selling point, when you're talking to people. Let them know you're part of a machine, part of a system, part of a team of people, that and they can benefit from that by being at least a gold and personally referring on 2. Not only do you use it as a selling point for them, and then they can use it as a selling point for their people and so forth and so on, but also use it as a selling point when you bring people on to upgrade. So instead of them coming in at a silver level, you know, it encourages them to come in at a gold, or at least be a gold by the time that co-op closes out, and personally refer on 2 people. So really what that pool is, it's a huge selling point for you guys to use.
Absolutely. So I wanted to interject because I want to make sure people understand, because the very last question that I see is, do our 2 sponsors pay $300 too? As long as, keep in mind, when you come into the co-op, right now we're loading the co-op. So the co-op hasn't started yet. We're loading it. And the load is so that we can generate the monies to provide DeMarc Media to do what they do best, drive qualified traffic to us. So when you first come into the co-op, when we're loading it, that's when we're going to ask for the $300. Now, after the co-op begins and after the advertising has started and we're closing sales, things like that, and you decide to bring in 2 individuals of your own, then no, those individuals will benefit from the co-op but will not be paying for the co-op. So we will not be asking for additional $300 after they purchase their package. When the co-op expires, does it cost another $300 to enter the new one? As Dwayne indicated, when that co-op ends, the 256, more than likely all of the 256 are living large. And when I say living large, making potentially anywhere from $500 per week on up. And of course, those folks that are higher up in the co-op ladder, the ones that came in at the beginning, are probably in the $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 per week. So those folks, because they're going to benefit from that co-op continually, and it would just behoove them to participate, because they don't want their income to dwindle or to pass away, expire, whatever. They want it to continually grow. In order to do that, activity has to happen continually underneath them. And so they'll be required, instead of the 300, be asked to maybe put 5,000 in. I'm just throwing out a number. I don't know what it's going to be. But potentially they'll be asked to put 5,000 in. Those folks that are lower in that matrix will only be asked to do a certain amount. But that is to make sure that that co-op continually brings in active people that are acquiring their gold every single week, and also bringing in their own 2 as well. So the co-op really is something that catapults your 12 weeks to financial freedom plan. It causes you to generate income almost overnight for the great multitude of you. And it causes you to be successful, because of a group effort rather than you going it alone. So hopefully that makes sense.
Did you mean 500 or 5,000?
I said 5,000. When that co-op ends, more than likely the people at the top are probably making 5,000, 6,000, 7,000 weekly, potentially. That's the potential. That's huge. I'm serious. That's. And if you go through the 12 weeks to financial freedom plan, you'll understand that. The other thing, and I can show you this on the screen. I'm going to just switch it over here. If you look at this, if you look at the VIP package illustration, when you start generating that kind of income, even if it's $500 weekly, you're going to upgrade to VIP. Why? Because you give yourself a promotion. You're now making 20%. You're not leaving any money on the table. And when you do that, guess what? Other people are going to do the same thing. The potential on the right of how much you could be earning on a weekly basis, that's to the right. And if you go to the 12th week, that's over $500,000 per week. Now, do you actually think the people at the top of the co-op are going to have a problem with paying $5,000 for the co-op each? They won't. We might ask for more, because guess what? For a company that is assisting us and helping us become successful, why not give that company even more to do more for us, to do more for them? So that is my goal, is to get every single person that's that 256 power team, every one of us is a VIP. So that's the goal. And it's doable much faster through the co-op. Okay, so I get excited about that. Go ahead, Dwayne.
One thing I wanted to interject in was when we talked about the 5% pool, we talked about, do we only have it available for people in the co-op? We talked about that, and I said, no, I don't think so. I said, if you want to have that as a selling point, that's your tool to use. That's a weapon in your arsenal. Because it's so much powerful whenever you offer that to the new people coming in. If they get 2 people before the co-op in, guess what that does? That adds more volume to your organization, and of course the volume is where the big payout is. So that's why that 5% pool is available to everybody that comes in through the co-op, as long as they're gold level and they personally refer on too. It just drives more volume for the whole team.
There's another lady on the line. Go ahead and get your question answered here. Go ahead and ask your question.
This is Carla.
Yes.
I wanted to know, once you upgrade, would you stay in the same position, or would you move up to the upgraded position?
No. Once you get into the co-op, you're stuck there. Wherever you are, you're stuck. But the great thing is, if you're in the co-op, if you're part of the 256, you're stuck in a great place no matter where you are. Obviously, the people that come in as VIP, they're the ones that are going to get the choice positions in the beginning, obviously, and that's simply because they move forward with a higher package, and so they have an opportunity to get those funds back quickly. But no matter where you are in the co-op, just get in. Get in the co-op, acquire your gold, do what you need to do to even get your own too, and you will see that exponential growth that I talk about in my presentations. So hopefully I answered your question there.
Yes, you did.
Okay. There's a question on here that says, oh boy, where is it? Will we be able to get some of the targeted leads to use for our own building efforts? In the co-op, once again, it's a placement co-op, so we're not going to be giving away leads. And a lot of people, they get excited and say, oh, we got some leads, and then they look at the phone and they look at the lead, and then they go, oh, let me go get some coffee, or gotta go to the restroom now. There's always a procrastination element to folks that aren't used to talking to people, even though that's a hot lead. So we don't want any of the leads wasted, and so that's why we have hired the phone room. But to answer your question also, you're building, when you're in the co-op, you are still building, okay? There's still a team being built underneath you. It's not your direct referrals, and this is going to be a supreme example of how you can make money in Karatbars without even referring a soul, because everybody in the co-op, all the VIPs that get in, the golds and everything, they're going to start cycling before they bring anyone into the co-op and before the co-op even begins. So that's a great example of the benefit of being part of Karatbars' compensation plan, the dual system. Now, you will have an opportunity to bring your own people in, remember, and they won't have to pay for the co-op, but they'll still benefit. But this is a placement co-op, so your organization is still being built. It's just that you're going to have to build your own direct sales. To get those direct sales, you're going to have to bring in your own people. We're not going to give those to you. You're going to work for those with the marketing system that we've created for you as well. So do I have someone else on the other phone? On the phone. Anyone else has a question? Okay. Who do I have on the phone with me?
Hey, Kevin James.
What is that you doing?
It's Kevin James.
Oh, hi, Kevin. Go ahead and ask your question.
I just wanted to ask you a quick question. In the future, will there be an elite group, like where if we're going to buy, if our commissions are going good, and after like 6 or 7 weeks, we want to get an elite group where like maybe we want to buy 5 grams a week. Can we do something like that?
That's exactly what we're going to do, because the more grams of gold that you acquire as a team effort, obviously your income is going to grow. But the most important aspect of that is you're inflation-proofing your home, and you're just going to have more and more gold, okay? saved. So absolutely, we will have a team effort. When I see that people are truly making a tremendous amount of income in certain areas of the co-op higher up, obviously we need to acquire more and more gold, without a doubt. So good question. Was that all, Kevin? I think so. Okay. Can I enter as a gold package owner if my sponsor is silver? Okay, remember when you enter into the co-op, your sponsor is a VIP. It's Wealth Creations Network. So, but to answer your question, yeah, you can enter as a gold or VIP when your sponsor is a bronze or a free member. So, who brings you in, that doesn't dictate what you can do, okay? It says, how do you position the team, for example, if 100 people want in at the same time? Well, obviously, we can't put people in exactly at the same time, okay? So what I'm going to do is take those 100 people and, you know, one by one, we're going to have to place those people into the system. All is to it. So, you know, so if they want to come in they can't come in at the same time. They're not going to be able to do that. Okay? Any other questions on the phone? Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. We're 4 minutes over. But I want to give Mark the opportunity to say some final closing words, and Dwayne as well, and then we'll go ahead and close the call. And so one moment, I'm going to go ahead and mute this call again. One moment.
The conference is now in presentation mode.
Okay, so Mark, any final words that you want to say to the team?
Well, I sat back, Selena, and listened to the questions that were asked, and this is one thing that came to mind while the questions were being asked was someone had asked about whether they were going to be able to get leads directly. And one of the things that I would say is we've been generating leads, as I said, for the better part of 20 years. And one of the biggest challenges when we work with MLM companies is exactly what you said. If that's one of the main reasons I really got excited about the way you've put the co-op together. Because typically when you're generating leads, targeted leads for people, if they don't take those leads and take advantage of them swiftly, then just like food on the shelf, they become stale. And the fact that you have the phone room piece, and I know them to be professionals that are going to be closing those leads, is such a huge benefit to the co-op that I almost can't put it into words, that benefit. Because what you said about going to get a cup of coffee and getting back to the leads later, I can tell you over the course of my career, I have seen more people waste targeted leads than anything. So that's the only thing that I wanted to say in the end is that typically if someone comes to get leads, they're getting those leads and they're generating those leads directly to them. But an additional benefit that you have in this co-op is that you have professionals that are going to be closing the leads, which is it's just a huge advantage to all involved in the co-op.
Amen. Thank you, Mark.
Definitely. One thing is too, you know, these are true sales. You know.
Exactly. We're not placing free members underneath you. We're placing people that are active underneath you. We're asking them the right questions, and they understand that the gold acquisition is a key element, and also that them referring to others is a key element in getting into the co-op. Go ahead, Dwayne.
The telephone, believe it or not, is a 10,000-pound elephant to most people. And you're not depending on other people working their leads and closing their leads. You may close your leads and work your leads, but who's to say somebody else is? That's why it's so powerful to have those people as part of the co-op all compressed together so that they can benefit off of all the volume, and true sales can be placed into the organization. And that's really how I had had them set it up because of that very element. And as far as the presentation, the process, the flow, that's going to be second to none. We talked to the phone people today, told them the other day, we told them our presentation and flow that I had designed, and they said, wow, they said, that's the way to do it. So you guys are in just phenomenal shape. Now, yeah, go out and build your organization. Go out and personally refer people on that co-op gets built by all means. You guys have the tools. They have the 12-week plan. You have the co-op that they can see potential spillover from. You have the 5% pool that they could benefit off of. If they're at gold level before the co-op closes, and they personally refer on 2 people, they get a share in that co-op pool. And the same thing goes for the people they refer on, and the same thing goes for the people those people refer on. So, this co-op is going to be so much more powerful than any other co-op you've ever seen in network marketing. It's very important to only limit it to 256, because if we kept bringing on people and bringing on people and bringing on people, yes, there'd come a point where we eventually wouldn't be able to supply all of them. But by keeping it only that small number, that 256 power team, and keeping them all compressed together, we can move that whole group of people almost like a machine and like an entity, and keep them moving, keep that cog turning and that wheel turning round and round and round, and generating volume and income for all those 256 people that are involved in the co-op. So, by all means, build the organization. Use the 5% pool as a selling point. Use the 12-week plan as a selling point. Use the potential to see spillover from the co-op as a selling point. And definitely, once that co-op closes out and those 256 people are established, by all means, still continue to build your organization.